Something different each time. Drink. I heard something different each time. And like, check for verification. Now there's definitely more coming for about 2 there. In every draw.
Hello, America and curling fans from Canada and Newfoundland. This is your host, Ryan Olson, bringing you the latest coverage from the 2023 MoPac Women's Playdowns, presented by DoubleTakeout.com. We are to skip stones here in the first end, as we had the split screen footage to start off our broadcast. Lots of rocks in play, and it looks like Team Groh, playing with the red rocks, is trying to move some of the yellow Walsh rocks around. Andy McDonald gets one of the yellows out of the house, and the shooter rolls to the wing. So the situation is looking pretty good for Team Walsh that started the game without the hammer. As the skip for Team Walsh gets set in the hack. This is Sarah Walsh delivering her last rock at the end. So it looks like they're just going to draw and put up a center guard in front of the two yellows in the house. And that looks like a really solid draw there. And so now Andy McDonald for Team Groh is just basically looking to draw for, maybe try to draw for the button, if not just draw to the forefoot and cut Walsh down to a single point. So as we go through the game, we'll talk about women's round robin play, how these teams got here, and what awaits the winner in today's women's championship game, set for about 12:20 a.m. Stone's a little light, and it will be a steal of 2 to start things off for Team Walsh. Team Groh will carry the hammer to the second end when we return to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, presented by DoubleTakeout.com. And coverage of our event is brought to you by DoubleTakeout.com. DoubleTakeout.com is the world's greatest curling team ranking system. Each week during the competitive season, proprietor Ken Pomeroy crunches the numbers and sees how the top teams from around the world stack up against each other. You can sort through the information yourself and see how your favorite teams measure up against the likes of Team Botcher, Team Eiderson, and more. That's all at DoubleTakeout.com. So we're about ready to start the second end as Amy Verwey-Cohen makes her way down the sheet. This is a rematch from a game that we saw at the end of last night. We had some bonus coverage, and it turned out to be a lot more bonus coverage as we're getting a whole semifinal game here featuring the two teams. First rock coming from the lead for Groh, that's Michaela McLean. So Amy Verwey Cohen was first introduced to curling by her parents, who founded the Columbus Curling Club. At age 13, she started taking the sport more seriously and joined the juniors league at the club. This rock is going a little deep. And definitely will draw play into the house. Next stone coming from McLean. And this does go into the house. There's a corner guard, but no one's using it right now. It looks like Team Walsh is asking second Megan Armstrong to take on the takeout. And this looks pretty good. It's going to get one, of course, and the red rock goes out of the house, and the yellow shooter rolls to the top of the 12-foot. And this is the second for Team Groh, Jennifer Collins. And Jennifer's been curling since 2022. She likes plants, pit bulls, and the show Parks and Recreation. And we'll see if she likes this shot as it finishes here. It's going to hit and roll. It's not going to quite get under the cover.
Yeah.
Especially for God.
Yeah, their front is great.
So again, I think Armstrong's being asked to hit the red. And it would be ideal if they could roll under the cover. I don't know if they will be able to. This is going to be pretty close to a nose hit. It will roll wide to the right, so Walsh is still sitting 2. Team Walsh is hailing from the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club, while Team Groh is from Coyotes. Both of these teams appear to be very comfortable with the ice. And both these teams are also from dedicated ice facilities. As some of the teams in the field play on what's known as hockey ice or arena ice. This looks to be the draw around the corner guard. It looks like it's going to be going deep, and let's see how well it finishes around that corner guard. And it's about half open. But it looks like it's shot, and Walsh is looking to maybe draw around the corner themselves.
So that's actually my thigh.
As Kimberly Chapin gets set. She was on the winning teams at the 2012, 2013, 14, 17, and 23 club national championships. Well, she went there. It doesn't say she medaled, apologies. But she was a participant at those 4 or 5 championships. Oh, goodness. So it was a gentle takeout, and it was just a little wide, and actually missed the red, or just kissed it very gently, and actually ended up wrecking on the yellow in the back. So very quickly, Megan Groh, the vice of the team the team in her name. Her favorite color is purple, and her favorite chip and dip combo is a hell of a good French onion dip and Wise potato chips. I was just thinking French onion dip. That's definitely kind of different flavor presentation that I was thinking about. I was thinking of just more kind of the onion dip that you might be used to at a restaurant of sorts. That ends up biting the top 12 as Chapin's next stone comes. So she did medal at Arena National Championships, silver in 2012, bronze in 13, and then 2 golds in consecutive years in 2014 and 15. So these teams, especially when we reach the level of the playoffs, definitely have fairly impressive resumes, and it's going to be really awesome to see how these games unfold on the ice. And that goes to the back 4-foot area. I think if they were looking to try and use that red as some cover, it is not protected. And so I think Megan's going to draw down on that yellow, maybe tap it back. If you can roll towards the button, that would be ever so much the sweeter.
I got backup over here in the back of the room.
And this rock is going to make a gentle kiss. Push that yellow into the 8-foot. And now it is Groh sitting shot as we are now to skip stones here in the second end of total 8 ends of regulation and a possible extra end if the scores are tied after the 8. You can also see Sarah Walsh make her way down the ice. Her resume is similar to Chapin's, sharing a similar number of appearances at the Club National Championships and also winning those medals at the Arena Nationals, including silver, bronze, and 2 golds in 14-15. So this first shot definitely was asked to go out wide. Let's see if it will come back. And it looks like it's curling pretty nicely. I think it's going to maybe clip the yellow and roll in, and it does. So it's a kind of boxing team Groh in. And just seeing what Andy McDonald, the skipper team Groh, can do as she talks over her options with Megan Groh. And I think they were maybe looking at hitting and rolling some gentle weight, just kind of based on where the brooms were. I'm going to get this on video at some point, but whenever Andy goes down into the hat, she always gives kind of like she acknowledges her front end with a couple hand slaps, and I think it's a solid team building or team confidence tool, and so I definitely want to capture that on video. But her first stone of the end is underway with the hammer. Calling for line. Okay, so not any sort of hit and roll. This is going to be pretty tight. It might make contact on the yellow. And this isn't bad.
2 inches too far over this one.
The warm room is saying it might be just a smidge heavy. And I do see that. I think they wanted it to be a little heavier so that it would make it harder for Walsh to do any sort of tap run back to kind of tap the yellow to the button. So Walsh, I think, is looking at a couple different options here. The double tap run back is still there, but there's also. This is interesting. I think they're just looking to close off the draw path to the 4-foot ring. As Team Groh is shot in on just off or on the button. And there's 2 yellows just outside of the forefoot. And that's the scoring area right now. And I think Team Walsh is going to try and just close off certain channels. Another thing that Sarah Walsh was able to accomplish was the Torneo Ice Brasil de Curling for mixed doubles, and that was in 2022, and she won gold with her partner. It's super impressive, and this is going to, I think, maybe tap the yellow and roll into the house. So that doesn't close off the channel. It kind of opens a port to the button, perhaps, if Team Groh were to take it on. This shot, I'm not quite sure what they're planning here, but we're going to see Andy McDonald make her way back down to the hack. And there we go. Coach for Team Groh, Patrick McDonald, is in the warm room. He is saying the shot appears to be an in-off. And I can't say against that. So they're looking to try and get to curl. It needs to make some movements here. So it's going to get 1 and oh goodness! So that could have been a disaster, as the red ran onto the yellow and almost pushed the red out of the forefoot. But the red was able to kind of wick off the yellow, and Groh was able to get a score of 1. So we're going to take a 2-1 Walsh lead into the third end, and Walsh will have the hammer when we come back to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, presented by DoubleTakeout.com. So rocks in play. We're underway here in the third end. It's been a rock-heavy game. Lots of rocks in play. Haven't seen tons of takeouts so far. As oh goodness, this first rock from Michaela McLean ends up short. So now Amy Verway Cohen has a chance to kind of set the tone for this end, or the tenor of this end. So in high school, she started playing in Ladies League and was part of the team for the U18 Junior Nationals. Her team qualified for U18 Nationals twice, but she was only able to go to Nationals with her team in 2017. She moved to the Bay Area from Columbus last year for her job. It is in her second season at San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. Net stone coming now for Michaela McLean, lead for Team Groh. Started curling this year. It's her first year. She's a nurse, and her favorite chip and dip combo is probably the goat, which is not actually goat. It's just chips and salsa. Although I suppose you could do a goat dip if you wished. Which also sounds like a weird spa. Which is what's not weird is this draw into the top 8 foot. And it looks like Walsh is going to take that on. So as these rocks are going down the sheet, just to kind of recap how these teams got here. So looks like there's a bit of weight here. Let's see if it comes back. I don't know if it will. and it flashes. And so now, as you look at the tempo of the end, or how the meter or pendulum swings one way or the next, it definitely seems like the pendulum is swinging towards Groh. Let's see if the Coyotes team is going to be able to take advantage of it, as Jennifer Collins gets set. Her favorite color is teal, and her chip and dip combo is pretty similar to Michaela's. It's tortilla chips and spicy salsa. Although there can be a world of difference depending on the salsa. So as I mentioned, the women's field, it was a round robin play. There were 7 teams in the field, and that means each team played 6 games over the course of the last 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And as it turned out, at the end of the round robin, there was a 4-way tie at the top of the table, and only 3 teams could get in. I think just based on certain statistical variables, Team Aubrey from Coyotes was the top seed and is waiting for the winner of this game in the championship game at 12:20 today. And then Groh and Walsh played last night, and just by the nature of their records, they were also tied at 4-2. And then we also had Team Blasky out of San Francisco. They were the other 4-2 team, and then by the measure, I suppose, they were the 4th team. And on the outside, unfortunately, the rest of the field, it was a very robust competition. And round robin, being able to play 6 games on ice as good as Coyotes is always a great pleasure. So that's how the teams got here. Let's see how they do as they execute with their chance to get their ticket punched to this afternoon's championship game. This rock looks a little up, and McDonald's trying to finish it. It wasn't up. My weight call's been off this weekend, which I suppose is why I'm inside the warm room talking about the game and not on the ice calling the shots. So this is the last rock from Megan Armstrong. She started curling at 8 years old in Calgary, Alberta, using duct tape as a slider stuck to the bottom of her runner. And this stone is not a runner. It looks like it's right on target for a nose hit on the red in the house. And it looks like it's yellow counting and 3rd shot, and then Team Groh is the 2nd shot off to the right. Megan notes that her curling resume isn't as cool as Andy's, but her accomplishments include being on the 2013 MoPac Women's Championship team as lead. Also, the C event winner at the Coyotes 5 and under in 2017, as her shot hits the yellow and the shooter rolls to the wings.
It'll wear off.
So they're looking at their possibilities. There's a corner guard that Walsh is looking to draw around, just based on where the broom is. Looks like they're looking for about 4 feet of curl, which this ice can easily accommodate. I'm going to say the weight looks a little up, but I just said my weight's been off this weekend. It is around the first guard. Let's see how deep it gets into the house. And it's going to go right to the red in the back. And so now it is back to Walsh sitting 1 and 3, and Groh sitting 2nd. So it looks like Groh is going to try and just follow Chapin's stone down the way. or Armstrongs. Oh, it's Chapin. And that rolls up to the edge of the the edge of the 4 foot next to the Walsh rock. It does appear to be second shot. Walsh could draw in down that path again, and that does appear to be the shot that's lined up. Some of the other places that Chapin was able to go was finishing with silver in the international pool at the Pacific International Cup. Also silver again in 2016. And gold in 2018. So lots of success at that event in the British Columbia area of Canada. This draw is a little, I would say it's a little light, and I think there's a couple reasons why. There could be like a hit and roll under the yellow, so they would hit the yellow that was just delivered and then roll gently under the yellows, but they're also jammed, so that might not be a good shot. There's also a draw. The port's still open to draw under the yellow and red rocks on the right from this view. But the broom is down, looking for the draw. And I noted kind of the hand slap tradition, and it seems to be maybe a good practice, but you definitely don't want it to turn into like a superstitious ritual where like you have to do everything in a certain order or something could go wrong. Just a good routine to get into. That's kind of just how one gets set into the hat, or cleans the rock, make sure that they're balanced in the hat. They're looking for it to be in the top 8 foot or so. It's going to be a little high, but I think the line was pretty good. And it could be that Team Groh and McDonald are trying to force Walsh to a single here in this third end. And Walsh was also on those teams that had such great success at the Pacific International Cup. She also was able to go to the World Masters Games in 2020 and 2024. I don't know if that's happened or she's going to go next year. And the team is coached by Eric Chiarella Jensen, who notably did some stuff as a junior and reportedly has a high tolerance for what's known as shenanigans. So this draw around that was pretty good. I don't know if they could have done it any better. So it looks like now McDonald is going to try and draw down that way, maybe just a little bit more weight than what Walsh just threw, hoping to maybe grab a piece of the 4 foot on the left from this view. And her shot's underway. This is McDonald's last here in the third without the hammer. And the line looks pretty good, but it looks like it could curl into the yellows. And it might just be not drawing in. It looks like they are going to be putting up a guard. And in that case, mission accomplished to prevent Walsh from being able to tap any of the yellows up from that path.
We are down to 3.5.
The line looks pretty good, but it looks like it could curl into the... So it looks like they're going to try that draw again. Walsh is asking her for a little bit more eyes. The ice does appear to be pretty swingy on that side. So sitting one, looking to draw for two. As you might be able to see on the right side of the screen, there are digital clocks in the warm room keeping track of the players' times, the teams' times. Teams have 30 minutes to play 8 ends of regulation. Just about 3 minutes, 20 seconds or so. So this is out wide. It needs to come back. And I don't think it's going to. So it's just going to be a 1 point. As they kick the rocks. So as they get set for the second end, we're going to take a brief pause so I can rest my throat. And come back to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Welcome back to our ongoing coverage of the women's semifinal game from the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Looks like Walsh drew into the house and Groh opted to put up the corner guard. This has been a battle as each team, I think, just tries to put the rocks to take the best advantage of any situation. That rock does not appear to be on the center line. And that's notable because there's a couple rules in play. Rocks that are in front of the house for the first 5 rocks at the end can't be taken entirely out of play by an opposing team. And then additionally, along the center line, a rock that stops on the center line on the initial delivery can't be pushed off of that center line by an opposing team until after the 5th rock at the end. In both cases, the offending rock is removed and the original stones are reset. So that was a center guard, but it's not a center line guard. So looks like Walsh is going to draw around and put another stone in the center of the house. So Amy qualified for junior nationals in the U18 category in 17-18, represented the Great Lakes Curling Association at the U18 Curling Nationals in 17, and represented MoPac at the Club Nationals in 2023. And that is the center guard, center line guard. It's on the center line, however, that's the fifth ruck to the end. And so now Jennifer Collins can just blast that out.
I'm not over affiliated in the seats. Yeah, that was I can't see why. I can't see why
And this looks like he's trying to peel one of the centers. He's trying to make contact. Ooh, goodness gracious. Gets the shot yellow out of the house and moves the rocks essentially otherwise to the right of the center line to open things up, open up the scoring lanes to the button. So that was a great shot. One of the centers is trying to make contact. Ooh, goodness gracious. Gets the shot yellow out of the house and moves the so back to the live action where we're going to see Team Walsh and Megan Armstrong draw around the corner. Okay, not trying to draw around the corners, it's trying to settle in the forefoot right next to the button. So now there's a couple options for McDonald's to consider as Megan Groh. Sorry, this is still Jennifer's second shot. I think they're going to try and take on a double here. It's a okay. It's just going to be the single. Going to take out the shot rock, I believe, if the shot is made. Going to hit. I think maybe roll under the cover if they could. McDonald was trying to coax it over to the under the guards there, but it just nose hits. Is shot, but it is exposed, and so Walsh is going to try and hit that out. It's slightly tricky in that they don't want the red to jam necessarily on the red further back to the house. As we see Kimberly Chapin's first go down the sheet. So this is the possible jam, and that does come to pass. The shooter's also going to roll through the house and just kind of hang out in the corner of the sheet. That is perhaps the most useless place to put a rock in play. And I say that, and somehow it's going to be used to somehow store. And so now with the one yellow on the forefoot, Megan's just going to hit that out. Maybe try and roll to the left a bit if they can. It just rolls to the button. Does create a possible double opportunity for Walsh. And she does have the broom down for that. So this is maybe trying to do the one in the back, or it clips the shot stone, and the shooter rolls wide. So Groh has the hammer here at this end, looking to try and find a way to score multiple points. And one of the ways to do that is to draw behind the corner guard, and that's what McDonald has the broom down to do.
Right, so it all worked out.
So just looking for a draw here. And looks like they're trying to really make it curl. I don't think it hurts to try and push it over because there's a lot of space to get behind that cover. As it is, it's probably going to just settle in the top 8 foot exposed. Another way to try and score multiple points is to have rocks on opposite sides of the rings because it makes it difficult for teams to hit them both out. Although if you reach higher levels of competition in curling, the skill level of players becomes such that they can make doubles that would otherwise look to be impossible. We saw 1 or 2 shots like that this weekend. And so the broom's down, I think just to at the very least, to take out the shot stone red in the 8 foot. And then perhaps try to double or something else. So this is looking like it's going to make a play on the red on the bat. Oh, it does clip the red. And the yellow rolls away. The red also rolls to the left out of the house. So it looks like McDonald's going to try that draw around again. As the broom is down fairly quickly. Teams appear to be doing well on time. We're in the 4th end. And after this end, we're going to take a 5-minute break as teams have a chance to pause, grab a quick snack, and talk things over with their coach. And both teams do have their coaches with them for this event. So that would be a very interesting debriefing to eavesdrop in, I suppose. But right now it's back to business for Andy McDonald, as she is looking, I believe, to draw around those corner darts to really make use of those darts that were put up early in the end. So this line looks pretty good. They want to keep it high, I believe, but it can also go like that. Looks like a really perfect position. I wonder if the rocks aren't curling as much on that path that they might be anticipating. So this is Sarah Walsh looking to set up her last rock of the end without the hammer. And I think they're looking to, again, hit the red out. They could be trying, again, the double, but if they just get one of the reds out, and if they stick, they look like they could be shot, depending on how it rolls. And they would force McDonald to make a play on it, but it definitely looks like McDonald could be set up for 2, depending on how this shot concludes. They're trying to push it over. This looks pretty good. It's going to do a 1, and it's going to jam on the back, and it's going to stick around for shot. That red stone is. The yellow also stuck around. That rolled under the corner of the corner guards. But McDonald has a draw for 2, and that would tie things up, and we're basically going to have a whole new ball game at the start of the 5th end if McDonald makes a shot. Don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. I did that once, and man, I had way too many chickens. So looking to draw, just needs to touch the 8-foot ring to get a second point. There's a little bit of backing. I don't think she really wants to touch that red in the back. And needs to make sure the weight's there. This weight looks pretty light as Megan jumps up to help. Needs to make sure it touches the 8-foot. And it's going to, is it going to get there? Needs another 2 feet, and it's not going to get there. It's going to just touch the edge of the 12-foot. And so it is just a single point for Andy McDonald and Team Groh. Just an opportunity there that was missed. And at this level, it's really tough to leave points on the board, and this might come back to affect McDonald and Groh when the second half of the game starts. But in the meantime, they're going to take a break, and we're going to take a break too. And so we'll be back in just a few minutes when we return to the live coverage of the women's semifinal from the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Welcome back to the fifth end of the women's semifinal at the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. After being forced to a single in the fourth end, Team Groh opens things up by asking Michaela McLean to draw a guard, and the center guard is delivered as Amy Verway Cohen for Team Walsh is going to be, I think, drawing around that center guard that was put up. This looks to be coming up a little light as Sarah Walsh rushes up to help sweep. One of the sweepers was off the ice briefly, but she appears to be back on the ice. This is a battle of 2 4-2 teams at the end of round robin, looking to secure their berth in this afternoon's championship game, where they will face Team Aubrey of Coyotes Curling Club. This next ruck is coming from Michaela from Team Groh. Team Groh is also a Coyotes team. Team Walsh hails from the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club that plays out of a new facility in Oakland. So it looks like they're going to put up another center guard. And that one is on the center line. And so that guard cannot be moved off the center line until after the fifth rock of the end. So the way the schedule was set up this year, the men's event started on Wednesday and concluded Saturday. And if you were able to tune into the men's championship last night, it was a pretty intense back and forth game. It was tied going into the eighth and final end. Team Signans of Coyotes had a very difficult shot to make with their last without the hammer, and they were just not able to, just missed, and led to Team McBride out of the Orange County Curling Club to win their second back-to-back championship. And they have punched their ticket to the U.S. Club National Championship set for the spring in Fargo. And that's also what these women's teams are fighting for, a chance to have the opportunity to do as well. And then another interesting aspect of the club championships, this is going to hit, and so you can hit your own guard, just a reminder that. The new twist to the Club National Championship is that the winners from both the United States and Canada will be able to take part in a new North American Club Curling Championship that's being sponsored by Everest Funeral Concierge, or I'll double check that name. However, curler Randy Furby is associated with Everest, and so over the past couple of years up in Canada, Everest has been a great partner for the sport. And so now it looks like we're going to see Megan for Team Walsh move some granite around. Going to, I think, hit and roll towards the center. And it looks like Team Walsh is sitting 2 along the center line in the house.
No, but that's a period.
So it looks like Team Groh is going to try and pick out some of these yellows. It's going to pick out one yellow, and the shooter is going to roll and I think bite the 12-foot on the right side of the house. So Walsh is sitting 1. And I think they're looking to maybe kind of cover up the center path to the house and find another way to score 2. So the company that is sponsoring the North American Championship is Everest Funeral Concierge. So if you're looking to have a funeral, this concierge knows where to hold one, I guess. It's a unique phrase. It's kind of what I'm riffing on here. So they do put up a center guard. However, that yellow in the house is pretty open, about half, it looks like. And so it looks like McDonald could draw on top of it and tap that yellow back out of play. And it looks like they are going to take that takeout on. Looks like it's a little wide. I think they might want to try and coach it over a little bit. It does make contact and it hits the yellow out of play, and the red rolls under the covering red on the right. So that shot was on the money. I don't know what I was talking about. So there is a port that Kimberly Chapin is going to draw through. And I think they want to keep it high. I think they would like to be full 8 foot, or they're getting around cover so they can bury it deep. And it's going to get into the back 8 foot buried. Their shot. However, they have shown kind of Team Groh the draw path, and so it looks like Team Groh and Megan Groh is going to follow them down. So this looks a little more up than Walsh's stone, and I think maybe just hit the brakes. That was interesting how that rock finished. It is now shot, and right now this is like a piggy bank after someone's birthday. They're just going to keep loading it up. So this way it looks up. I think they're going to try and make a hit on the red. It looks pretty close. It does make contact with the red, and the yellow rolls on top of the other yellow. And it is currently Walsh sitting 2. But Team Groh has shots 3, 4, and 5. So McDonald makes her way down the ice. And I think they're going to try that draw again. I just kind of park it right on top of the Walsh yellows. Weight is going to be, need to be precise on this. The line's going to be pretty important too. In other words, it's not going to be easy. So this shot is away. The weight looks pretty consistent with Megan's last. Maybe a little lighter, actually. This needs to be in the house. That was 15.3. That is going to be way light. And I was measuring the time between the hot lines. It's a common way to measure rock speed on curling ice.
it's kind of funny when we have the viewers, and we definitely appreciate the people tuning in on our YouTube channel. We're going to have the Women's Championship coming up at around 12:20 or so today. But when we have people tune in, we have curlers tune in that know the game. So hopefully my commentary accommodates that. But also we have friends and family tuning in, and these people may not be as knowledgeable about the sport that we are. So I definitely try to explain some things, and hopefully my explanations are not too repetitive or tedious or rote. I know sometimes when you watched curling on TV, like NBC, I think just decided to open up the rules of curling and start reading from the rule book. So this shot here coming from Sarah Walsh. Looks like it's going to... they're looking to take away any sort of run back path. And it looks like they did a pretty good job there. They could try and take some up weight and get through the port. There's also a run back on both sides. They're looking to run back on the right side from here.
Everybody at the altar in the club back there.
So they're looking. So they're considering either going through the port or they're looking for going wide. And both shots are going to be tricky. There's also kind of the run back on the left side, but I don't think people have been there as much on this end, and so I don't think they're really looking at it. So they're lining up the shots to do the angle raise on the right. McDonald has the broom set the way she likes. Makes her way down the ice to get set. The weight is going to be critical here. McDonald has been light the past couple shots. The tricky thing is that when you make adjustments, it's really easy to adjust the other way too far. So I'm looking for an angle raise to the button with her last. This is Andy McDonald. So this is pretty close. Needs maybe another inch of curl. Ooh, it looks pretty good. It's going to hit the red to the top of the forefoot. And it does appear to be good for second shot, I would say. I don't know if the war room agrees with me. So that does cut Walsh down, I believe, to 1. That was a good shot there by Andy McDonald. And again, the shot was on the money. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's my catchphrase. So now Walsh is looking to see how they can possibly get a second point out of this mess. And so she's got the broom down. I think looking to do a run back of her own. But this could be a bit disastrous. I think they want to run the red onto yellow onto red and pick out the red 4-2. And there's going to be a lot of granite moving if this shot is made. And here we go. This is Sarah Walsh. This is a chance to really break the game open. So it looks a little tight, maybe. And so it just pinballs around, and the yellow will just roll into the house in the top 8, not doing much. They're kicking rocks, so I do believe it's a score of 1, but we'll wait to see what they mark on the board to be sure.
On the bar.
And it does appear to be that single. So Walsh is up 4-2. And Team Groh has a chance to score with the hammer coming up next when we return to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Welcome back to the women's semifinal of the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. It looks like Groh opened up by putting, or Walsh opened up by putting a rock into the house, and Groh drew to the right side. As Amy is, I think, maybe ready to put up a center guard. And that center guard is made. It's on the center line, so that cannot be moved by the opposing team. As Michaela McLean delivers her rock. This is looking to be a corner guard. Although it's also possible it might slip into the rings. They want it to get into the rings, it appears. And it does. And that makes sense because there's now 2 stones in the house for Walsh to contend with. Walsh does not have the hammer, so they generally want to control the front and center of the house, kind of the inside part of a U. And McDonald and Groh want to, I think, put rocks into the U area, so kind of the blue half of the circle, and up from there. And likewise, Walsh wants to control the star area and in front of that. And so it looks like Walsh is asking Megan to hit and roll. This looks, oh goodness, it may have picked or something. It went sideways. So now they're cleaning to see what happened. Let's check the replay. And so it looks like Walsh is asking Megan
looking
to
here,
hit and roll.
right there.
This looks,
it
oh
went
goodness,
sideways.
it may have picked or something. It went sideways. So just a unfortunate happenstance that happens in this sport. So now it gives the team Groh a chance to capitalize on the unforced error. It's not an error, apologies. It's not quite an act of God either. But it was something out of the other team's control, out of Walsh's control. So this looks to maybe be, well, it's going to tap the yellow. It does tap it to the other side of the center guard, so that was perhaps a lucky break there, because it could have very easily just parked that yellow under the center guard.
Your dad's got some pull, Eric. Why do you have to ask?
That's what?
And I think Walsh is going to try and take that takeout on again and roll towards the center. As the rock is underway.
I mean, it made sense when Oregon joined them, right? Like, Seattle.
And this looks better. It's going to clip it on the side. So it still dives right around where the pick happened. And it looks like they may have found a hair or something as one of the sweepers is going to pick something up and walk it down the ice. And goodness, that was 2 shots and just unlucky both times. And so now Groh is going to hit out the yellow, the lone yellow that is sitting shot in the top 4 foot. And let's see if Jennifer Collins has this shot in her pocket. It looks like she does. Needed to maybe curl over a little bit more. Contact's made. The shooter jams, and also the shot stone jams. So you have a double jam. You call it. You go to Denny's and ask for double jams, and they charge you for it. And you got this for free right here at the women's semifinals. So the end of the result is pretty. Yeah, there's some double jabs, which is fun, but the end result was kind of what would have happened if the Rocks had rolled clean away. Red is now sitting 2, I believe, and there's a Walsh yellow in the back. And it looks like Walsh is trying to clear out the red that's in the top 12 foot. Maybe get 2. Clips the second red, but pushes it back, but not out of play. And so it's widening the zone of control.
What do I have to deal with? What would you like to do?
And looks like McDonald wants to have Megan draw to the button. They're also considering maybe drawing to the yellow in the back. I was also wondering if they would they wanted to clear the guard. But let's say they're going to draw around the guard. And I didn't understand maybe not clearing the guard, because there's there's chances that the guard could be hit into the house, and that would be bad for Team Groh. This is coming a little bit light. McDonald jumps on to help sweep it. Needs to make sure it gets in the house, and it does. It's going to be full 8 foot. It doesn't wrap around the guard, and this is weird, because I was thinking, like, down one of these paths, the rocks are not curling as much as they're anticipating, but then also that's the same path that picked, and obviously a pick is not the same as a curl, but it's really odd just to see the rocks go down this path. So I think looking to make contact on the red in the house. One of the reds, I think hit and roll is the call. It's going to hit and it's going to roll. It's going to roll through the house, past the cover, and sit open in the back. And so now McDonald wants to make the play on the stones in the back of the house.
Yes, we had a handful.
So the shot is called, looking, I think, to hit the yellows in the back. And
I said, here's the email.
oops,
that I sent.
sorry. Looks like they do make the hits and stick. And so now it is back to red sitting 3, with Team Walsh sitting shots 4 and 5. Things are getting a little bit louder in the warm room as the crowd starts to filter in, including some of the competitors for the 12-20 Women's Championship. That time is approximate. Teams start practice at 12, and then the game will start as soon as the practice is over. So it's Team Walsh's turn. And I think they're going to just try and hit the red and maybe roll under cover. So a hit and roll seems to be in the offing here, as Walsh is getting ready to push out of the left hat, or the right hat for lefties. Looking for a takeout. And so sweepers are fighting to hold the line. It's going to be pretty close. It's going to kiss the red, push it through the house. The shooter rolls away, so it avoids the jab, but the shooter's also gone. And so now the situation is set up really well for Groh to score 2 or more points. And I think they're just looking to put another counting stone in the top 8 foot, or actually full 12 foot would be fine. And then I think Walsh should be, trying to draw around on the other side of the sheet to try and hold. I don't know what Walsh would do. I think they would try to do a takeout just to minimize the damage. But we'll see what happens as Andy McDonald gets set in the hack. Her shot's away. Again, looking, I think, for full 12 foot. They don't want it to go any deeper because that could jeopardize the scoring setup in the house. And this looks like it might be going a little deep. And this could be what they wanted, honestly, maybe. And it's now shot stone. And so Walsh would likely make a play on it. I say it's shot stone, but it's a very near thing with the other red in the top 8 foot. So it looks like they're again trying to do some damage control and maybe try to double those reds out. If they make it, then McDonald will have a draw for 2. At the very least, they want to get rid of one of the reds to make the situation a little bit trickier for Groh and Andy McDonald. So the broom's down, I think, looking for the double takeout. It looks like they want to hit it from this view. They want to hit it just just to the right of the center of the stone that Chapin has the broom next to. They want to hit it, the red back to the I think the inside. Let's see what happens as the shot is away. It looks like it's going to be pretty close. Looks like it's going to be a nose hit to get one out. It is yellow is now second shot. So if McDonald's nose hits that yellow, it will be a score for 3, provided the yellow goes out of the house cleanly and does not jam on any of the Groh reds. But basically, Walsh showed Team Groh the path, and so they basically just need to follow Walsh's last down. Although Walsh does deliver from a different hack, their deliveries might be slightly different. So, yeah, there's different variables to consider. It's all part of the game. But nose hit for 3, and to take a 1-point lead with 2 ends to go in the game. And that seems to be the call. And the tolerance is to be a little narrow. They don't want it to be wide and run the risk of it jamming, the yellow jamming on any of the other rocks in the house. They want to pick it clean out. And so this is Andy McDonald here with a chance for 3. Sweepers are called on it right away. And it looks like it's going to be a little tight. Looking to, now they want it to curl a little bit more. And they hit it cleanly. It's going to go through the house, out of play. And that does appear to be a score of 3. Wait for them to put the score up to confirm, but that was a well-executed end by Team Groh and Skip Andy McDonald. And we will see what Team Walsh has to say in response when we come back to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns. Michaela McLean pushes out from hack, and we are underway here in the 7th end of 8 possible ends of regulation. It does appear that this game will go the distance, just like the game that these teams played against each other yesterday that went to an extra end. In that game, I'm trying to remember who won that game. That rock ends up as a center guard, and after the rock stopped, they looked at the ice to see if there was an object there or something. Amy Verway Cohen's rock is away. And that was a score of 3. And so now Team Groh holds a 1-point lead, 5-4 over Team Walsh. And this game may be going the distance. That is a center line guard. The no-tip rule is in effect. I think there should be like a light that flashes when the no-tip rule is on, like a sensor in the ice or something, just so that we know it's a center line guard. So it's exciting to see games go full length, just to see more ends of excellent shot making. However, for the team that wins, they do have to play Team Albury in the championship. So being able to have a bit of time to rest and recover could also be good. So Groh is looking to draw around here with Michaela's second rock to the end. It does wrap around the red center guard a little bit. And there's a possibility for Walsh to tap the yellow onto red. They could also draw around themselves, or they could put up another center guard. It looks like they're looking to tap, just based on the broom. And this is, I was saying it's curling. Let's see how it goes down the ice. Looks like the tap is in play, but it might tap it over the top of the red. The yellow's going to skittle to the left side of the 12-foot, or the 8-foot. And so it's Team Groh sitting shots, but there are now 2 yellows in the house. And Groh could choose to tackle these yellows now, or they could wait. I don't think they're going to wait. So Jennifer Collins is first of the 7th end. And I think looking to make contact. And it does chip off the yellow, and the yellow rolls through the house. It might be hanging on by a thread on the right there. And then the shooter rolls on top of the counting, well, the second red. It's counting now. And now we see Megan Armstrong making her shots. And just going to peel the guard. So it's currently a 1-point game. The guard is peeled. The shoot is also going to roll through the house out of play. It's a 1-point game. And so here, Team Walsh is probably looking to score 2 or 3 points to retake the lead. Or they could be trying to blank and be down 1, coming home with the hammer. For Team Groh, I think they would be happy to steal here and be up 2 without the hammer coming home. It's really it's kind of setting up the end game here in this end. And it looks like Team Groh is going to take out the yellow that is, ooh, it flashes. Just makes a brief contact with the yellow. So the takeout attempt was missed, unfortunately. And so now it gives Walsh an opportunity to, I would think, maybe take out some of the reds. That seems to be the call based on where the broom is. And this is Megan's second here in the 7th end. So in curling, they have that minute break. Ooh, it comes back late, and it gets one of the reds moving through to the back 12. It really opens up the center of the rings. It does appear to be yellowish shot on the left. And that red is further back than the yellow on the right. So it appears to be yellow sitting 1 and 3 and red sitting 2 and 4. And again, the teams are keeping a close eye on the ice, trying to make sure there's no foreign object or debris. Even a piece of hair could throw a stone off course. So it looks like they're going to try and run the red back onto yellow, or they could make a play on the yellow on the right. They definitely need to get rid of at least one of these yellow stones. Conventional wisdom is to get rid of the shot stone. Both teams do have a timeout. They do have their coaches available to talk things over. But it does appear that the broom is down to take out the yellow on the right side of the sheet and then roll, I think, towards the center. So it looks pretty close. It's going to hit. It's going to roll towards the center. So that is now shot. Team Groh is sitting 1-3-4, and Team Walsh has second shot. And so now Walsh is going to make a play on the shot stone. And I think they would probably like to roll back wide if they could. They need to make contact, and they hopefully want to stick around, and they're not going to stick around. And also the shot stone jams on the red in the back, it appears. Moving that red a little further up into the house. So it's now Walsh sitting 1 and Groh sitting 2 and 3. And now they're going to take on that takeout on the left side where McDonald has the broom. And maiden shot is away. Looking to hit the red onto the yellow. This is going to flash though. And opportunity missed. So now Walsh has a couple options. They could try to hit out the red in the back and sit 2. They could also draw to the right side, and I believe that's the call. As Chapin makes her first of the end. And they're really sweeping. This could be ending up light. Every inch they can get, and it's going to end up short. So a couple missed chances by both teams in this end. And curling is a very mental game. It's a physical game, and so like sometimes if you have a mental lapse, mistakes can happen. And also, the more you play, you get tired, and stamina and stress are factors to keep in mind. So, with a pair of missed opportunities, we're basically back to where we were 2 shots ago. And so that means Team Groh and Andy McDonald are going to try that takeout again on the right side from this view. And just need to get the rocks moving, I think, really. And I do think based on where the rocks are positioned that it's going to be likely the red is going to stick around. And sweepers are called on it right away. It looks pretty close. It's going to get 1 and oh. That was not the way to miss. So it does hit the red, but it only glances on top of the yellow before the red rolls out away, and the yellow just moves a little further back, and I think it improves the yellow position slightly. However, the shooter rolled to the right and is now shot. And so now it is Walsh sitting. It's Walsh sitting second shot, but Groh are first and third. And Walsh could be sitting 2 at the end of this, so the pendulum is swinging towards Walsh being able to score multiple points in this end.
Oh yeah, I just pick it up. I'm just gonna carry it over. Give me that. Here, donut.
So here is Sarah Walsh's first rot of the 7th end. This may be over curling. They're holding it pretty straight. It's starting to make contact and roll towards the center and sit right on top of the red in the back 12. It was a great shot by Sarah Walsh. And it is now Walsh sitting 2. Groh sitting third shot and looking for an answer here. Warm Room thinks there's a double. That's a pretty thin double. The other option is drawing to it. And obviously the downside is if it's short, it wouldn't count, and Walsh would have a draw for 3. If it's offline, it's a target. It has to be precise. The issue here again, so we're kind of talking about the end game situation here, and so Groh is up 1. If they give up 2 to Walsh, they would just be down 1 coming home with hammer. And so, getting rid of one of the 2 counters right now, so that the most that Walsh to score is 2, might be the answer. And it seems to be what they're lining up. It looks like they're going to try the double. It's a moderately thin double. If the routes were completely parallel to each other, then the double would not be possible at all. But it looks like they're going to try the double. If they get rid of 1, that's a good outcome, because then Walsh would have a chance to go up 1. And then, Groh would have just the hammer to try and score 2 points and secure the win. So the broom's down. This is a critical shot for Andy McDonald.
Doesn't sound like anything like no.
You can't hear pauses.
So sweepers are going. It looks like they're trying to push it over. This looks pretty close. So it looks like it's going to get 1. And where does the shooter end up going? It goes and rolls on top of the yellow 4 shot. So that was the best of both worlds right there. had a wow for the Warm Room crowd. Great shot there. So it looks like it's going to get 1, and where does the shooter end up going? It goes and rolls on top of the yellow 4 shot. So that was the best of both worlds right there. So now Walsh is looking to see the situation. For Walsh, again, kind of gaming out the end game, as it were. Walsh would like to be up 1 without the hammer, given the situation. They don't want to be down 2 with the hammer necessarily. If they're tied, they have a chance to steal away the game, to steal the end, to steal the game with a tie game. I would maybe just try and go for the draw for 1, tie the game, and try and steal the game with in the 8th. It looks like they're going to hit as Walsh gets set in the hatch. And it does look like they could do a takeout for 2. Walsh is... looks like they have called their timeout. as they make their way down the ice to talk things over. As their coach, Eric Chiarella Jensen, makes his way onto the ice. And again, this is a tricky situation. I mean, I think they were looking at trying to hit the red onto the yellow onto the red, and just based on the angles, both those reds would be going away. I think that's the call. As you can now see the rocks in play as opposed to the empty end of the sheet. The head ice official is going out on the ice to enforce the 90-second timeout. And so they're looking it over. And looking at the potential downsides of trying to take on this double. I think the shooter would stick around. There's a chance the shooter could roll away, and one of the Reds would stick around for a shot. So after the conversation, the broom stayed where it is, but maybe there's some more confidence in the call after the whole team had a chance to talk it over. Both teams have over 6 minutes of time remaining, and that is plenty of time to play just over one end of curling. But stopping the clock to talk things over seems to be a good call, as Sarah Walsh throws the hammer here in the 7th end. Sweepers are on it to try and hold it straight. This is now they're just cleaning. Looks pretty good. Both Reds moving. The red moved far enough back, and so it is a score 2 for Team Walsh. Let's look at that again. This is now they're just cleaning. Looks pretty good. Both Reds moving. The red moved far. So great shot there by Sarah Walsh to retake the lead, and so now they are up a single point, but Groh has the hammer and the last chance to either tie or pull away with the win in this decisive 8th end, and you'll see it live next when we return to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Amy Verway-Cohen for Team Walsh has delivered the first rock. This looks to be a little on the light side, as all 3 sweepers are up to make sure it gets over the line. And it does. It's going to settle in as a high guard. It might be on the center line. They're taking a look at it, but I think they may have determined it's not. Actually, they're going to... I said they thought they might bring the ice official out to check, but they decided not to. It's game on. And it looks like Michaela McLean is being asked to put up a corner guard for Team Groh. And this is also coming up a little light. I don't know if they wanted it deeper. I think they wanted it to where Andy had her broom on the ice. And it's going to get close. It's more of a mid guard than Walsh's first. And so now it looks like Walsh is asking her lead, Amy, to draw around the center guard.
Empty beer
I
cans.
Empty beer cans and heroin. I feel like the heroin that would have funded the thing, so it wouldn't be. It's kind of our nest egg.
And this looks fairly good, maybe a little light. It's going to be high at the very least. And I said high, I meant right on the tee line. Learning how to read weight is such a critical skill, and it seems like I need to go back to school. So now it appears that Michaela is going to draw around the corner guard that she just put up.
We've got 4 computers up and we're live streaming 4 games for
Oh, and it just tips that center guard and rolls into the top of the house. So good shot with a little assist from the Walsh stone. Again, that rock was not on the center line, so it could have been ticked as it happened there. If the rock was on the center line, it would not have been able to do that. As Megan gets set, she's participated in numerous bonspiels across southern Alberta in small towns and big cities. Her biggest claim to fame is the purple shiny track suit that she wore as a junior competitive curler. As an adult curler, her style isn't as loud, but her volume when calling line is. And this is a center guard. This is on the line. However, that was the 5th rock at the end. And so the 5 rock rule and the no tick rule are over. And McDonald can call for peeling these guards away. Just like that Enya song, Peel Away. Which is actually called Orinoco Flow. That's something I didn't realize until I was a grown-up. They say sail away like 20 times or 40 times in the song. You think the name of the song would be Sail Away, but it's Orinoco Flow. Or in this case, Peel Away. And this looks pretty good. Gets both yellows off the center line. So peel away, peel away, peel away. Also, we're near a Hohokam Road, which reminds me of the song Kokomo. And here comes Megan's next. And I think looking to put the center guard back up. Looks a little wide, but let's see how it finishes.
without you.
And it finishes on the center line. And it is a little deeper, so the peel is going to be a little trickier. However, it looks like the yellow in the house is mostly open, so Armstrong could make a hit, and they could actually maybe hit and roll to the either way and have some cover. They can also peel the guard. Peeling the guard is not a bad call. They want a relatively open ring to score, but they also want to be able to score 2 to secure the win. But at the very least, they want to score 1 to tie. So the decision's made. The broom's down, looking to peel the guard. So we're going to see some more Orinoco flow from Megan Armstrong. This went sideways, it looks like, but it might come back. It's going to peel the yellow, and the shooter's going to go out of the house, out of play as well. So peel away, peel away, peel away.
The first social league guard peel I've ever called.
So the warm room is loose and relaxed, enjoying this game. And again, the winner of this game is going to have to go right back out on the ice at about 12:20 to face off against Team Aubrey from Coyotes. Looks like they're going to put the center guard back up. And this line looks pretty similar to the last. It looks deeper than the past shots as it goes into the house. And so now there's a double possibility as McDonald looks to take it on. She has the broom down for her vice maiden Groh. And this looks pretty good. It's going to get one. It's going to get two. No, it's going to skirt past the shot stone in the house. And so now there's a red center protecting the front of the house, and Walsh wants to put another yellow in front of that. Looking for a center guard. And now you can look at where the rocks are going. This is going to just wick off of the red and roll to the right. And so the double is still there, just from a slightly different angle. And so McDonald has it lined up for Groh to take on. And let us see if the shot is on the money. This looks pretty close. They're sweeping to try and hold the line, but it's over curling. And again, the top yellow goes through the house out of play, but the shot stone is living its blessed life. Or living its best life, I suppose. Insofar as rocks can live best lives. And I would think that these rocks are kind of like the Oompa Loompa of rocks, because you know they're found on a remote island or a quarry in Wales. They're refined and brought to these curling houses to help provide us with endless hours of fun and wonderment. There's no singing though, or dancing. And there's also the not quite slightly dubious nature of are these Oompa Loompas slaves or not? These stones are not slaves. So. So it's now skip stones. Walsh is sitting one. There's a lot of red around the reins, and so if Team Groh is ever able to get rid of that yellow shot stone, it could be a big and the win. This is another center guard. So now the question is, what does Team Groh do? They have 4.5 minutes, but they just called their timeout. And the front end rushes down to the home end of the ice as Coach McDonald makes his way to the sheets. And it's a very tricky situation here. The big question is, how do they get to that yellow shot stone? See if we can hear any of what's going on. The answer is still no. I might keep trying. One of the dreams with our streaming setup is to one day have mic'd players, but that dream is not today. Timeout over, and going to figure out what to do. It looks like they're going to try the heavy draw to tap the yellow back. And so this is going to definitely make sure that the line is solid and the curl is correct. And they don't want to be light. And of course, being too heavy is obviously not great either. Definitely looking for a Goldilocks shot here. The margin of error is very small. Or margin of error. So this is Andy McDonald's first here, holding the hammer, looking to come into the house. I think hoping to be shot at the end of this. This is kind of tight. So sweepers are going to hold the line. Needs to hold the line. Once it's past the guard, they can let go, but it's going to crash on the guard. It does open things up a bit, and I think maybe we'll motivate Walsh to block that right side to prevent that shot again. And so Groh will have a chance to either the draw again or raise one of their reds to the storing area. Or actually Walsh is looking to, that's a smart call by Walsh, is maybe locking another one on top of theirs. And that way they'd be sitting two, and it would be next to impossible for Groh to get rid of both. Especially with the possible red rots that can run back into the house. So I don't know what people online are thinking. If they have an idea, feel free to drop it into the chat. Again, thank you to everyone that's tuning into this game. We're doing this to help hopefully provide a service to showcase the top teams in our region. And it's great to be able to have curlers, friends and family, and others tune in to watch great curling from our region. So the broom's down. I think they're going to draw and put another one in. So Walsh is talking things over with her front end. And it does appear that they are going to be doing that draw. Someone in the worm was suggesting maybe doing a guard. So the broom is set. The front end's on board. They have a minute to deliver the shots. And here we go. Looking to, I would think draw in, but if it's a guard, I guess they don't want to draw. If they drew in and missed, it would be a light, and it could be a double. So keeping it high is probably a smart call here. This looks to be a little heavy, and it's going to tap the yellow to the back button. The shooter's going to roll to the right. That seems to be what they may have dialed up. So now McDonald and Groh are looking to see what they could do. I think the score 1 at this point. There's not really an opportunity to score 2 that I can see. Those 2 yellows are scoring, and they're also parallel to each other, so the double is highly unlikely. So they're looking at the run back or the raise. The front of the button is open. That's kind of a positive situation. Just kind of based on how Walsh's last rock went, they could have tried the draw on the right, maybe, just seeing how it finished. The room is about to be down. It looks like they're going to be doing a run back. Some hand slaps as we're waiting to see where the broom goes down. They're kind of talking about which way to go. They have 2 minutes to deliver this shot. And curious about, they're not still quite sure where to put the broom. There could also be, I wonder if they're trying to do, they really couldn't run the 2 centers into the house. So it looks like they're doing the in-off. So it looks like they want to hit the inside of the yellow next to the broom that Megan has the broom next to, and then roll towards the center and hopefully sit on top of the yellow in the back forefoot. As you can see a little bit from this view. So again, down 1, looking to get at least 1 point to force the extra end. This is Andy McDonald with the last rock here in the 8th end. This is it. Either she ties the game or it's game over. So the shot's away. They're calling for curl. This looks like it could be close, although Andy's slapping the ice as it is going to go through the 2 yellows, and that is the game. Team Walsh has secured their ticket to the Women's Club Playdown Championship, coming up at about 12:20 or so, time approximate, based on the end of practice. So just a very close game, and congratulations to Team Walsh for advancing to the championship, and definitely kudos to Team Groh for a very solid game. And it's just how the cookie crumbled, as it were. So we're going to be back on air. Well, as you know, they shake hands. I want to make sure we did that. We're going to be back on air just after 12, around 12:20, after the teams finish their practice, for the Women's Championship between Team Walsh, who we just saw from San Francisco, take on Team Aubrey from Coyotes, and that's good. Again, going to be at about 12:20, and that'll do it for this draw from the 2024 Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, presented by DoubleTakeout.com. DoubleTakeout.com is the world's best curling team ranking system. As there's some applause for the teams making their way off the ice. That's doubletakeout.com. Check to see how your team, your favorite top team, ranks against the others. See how they might be better at converting the hammer or giving up steals. It's all at doubletakeout.com. And so once again, this has been your host, Ryan Olson. So for all of us here at MoPac, Coyotes Curling Club, doubletakeout.com, we'll see you at 12:20. Until then, good morning and good curling.